selfie. Di ba? So at the end of the day, di ba, yung pinablish na unang-unang lumabas sa selfie, pulis yung nandun pulis ang kumuha nun
Intelligence services
So
ba?
that's the first contact niya.
Yeah.
Kung sabing sumurrender sa iba, hindi Ang unang contact niya talaga. Kaya ang nangyari lang, the role of the other government agencies involved in that is prisoner transport. He's a prisoner already sa Bible school pa lang. Kaya dinala na lang siya from his place of apprehension to his ultimate place of detention, which is Camp Crame doon sa may custodial center. In-assist na lang kami ng other government forces. Unfortunately, siyempre, ang abogado niya, gagawin talagang spin yun na sabihin na he was not captured but he surrendered. Good luck with them sa kung paano nila i-explain sa judge
para
yan.
sabihin nila they were not obstructing, the exercise of
Good luck to them kung, sa explanation nila sa judge kung paano maging plausible yan. Tapos may isa pang uhuging epal na retired intelligence officer daw. Pero ang totoo, kilala ko yun kung talaga yun, epal-epal yun. Akala siguro magaling siya. Gumawa ng kwento na sa kanya nag-surrender si Kibuloy sa North Cotabato at pumasok na lang sa OJC
yung pala may
para
North
surrender.
Cotabato. Oo.
Diba?
Ano yun? Saan galing
Epal.
General? Anong drama yun? Anong charot yun? Anong Marquez?
Yun ang sabi ni Secretary Abalos na kwentong kutsero. Talagang sabi niya kwentong kutsero yan. Kasi nga, yung epal na yun, feeling niya, magaling siya. Retired yun, intelligence officer kuno. Wala rin naman ang napatunguhan ng karir niya. Kaya ngayon, naging asset na lang siya from intelligence officer to intelligence asset. He wants to make himself relevant kasi mukhang tatakbo na naman sa politika yung loko na yun. Kaya he made a story na talagang very damaging yun That's very damaging to other agencies kung hindi explain.
Exactly.
Kasi ang sinasabi niya, sumurrender sa North Cotabato. Pagkatapos, dinala niya papunta sa hangar ng KOJC to surrender through the old airport. For him to do that, first and foremost, he has to pass through a gate, either one of the gates. Kasi may 2 gates na pwedeng gamitin doon. Ang isang gate doon is controlled by the CAAP and the other one is controlled by the Air Force. So saan siya dumaan? Na illegal ang kanyang ginagawa because harboring criminal yun
So may in-imply siya na compromising itong services or tumulong?
Napakalabo nun. No? Halimbawa, saka sabihin natin, sige, may iba pa siyang daanan na hindi natin alam kung saan siya dumaan, basta nakapasok siya sa airport premises. For him to do that, to move from the old airport to the hangar of Kibuloy, he has to cross the runway. How can you cross a runway? Or you use the service road undetected. Ang loob ng airport, pag mag-cross ka sa runway, siyempre, concern ka ng tower kung mabangga ka ng aeroplano. Kung dadaan ka naman doon sa may service road, concern ka naman ng ground control. Kasi ang ground control, nakikita niya lahat yan. Yung paglanding ng aeroplano kasi, tinatransfer sa ground control yan para ma-synchronize yung aeroplano sa ground, yung mga ladder, yung mga baggage handler, yung mga fire truck, yung mga bus, kung may mga bus gates na ginagamit. Alam ko yan kasi Air Marshal ako.
Mission Impossible. Tom Cruise ba si Kuya ngayon? Tom Cruise na. Hindi, self-proclaimed Tom Cruise.
Kaya alam ko kung paano tumatakbo ang mga elemento dyan sa airport dynamics kasi nag-Air Marshal ako. Kaya meron na kaming seminar dyan sa STP 123 Basic na requirement ng ICAO, yung International Civil Aviation Organization. So, sineminar namin yan noon, year 2003. Kaya, napaka-imposible ng kwento na yun. Kaya house show talaga. Sabagay, house show naman yung source ng kwento. Alam ko yun.
So General, you were the perfect enemy kasi may engineering background ka. May aviation na training ka. Medyo alam mo na, marami ka rin mga kilala dyan na may marites dyan. I mean, mukhang hirap na hirap sila sa'yo, no? But General, how did you keep your composure? Because I'll be honest, no, General Torre, one reason I was very surprised with almost 99.9% positive comments about you and support for you nung 2 weeks ago pa na mukhang malabo pa ng konting situation, at least on the surface, is because usually pagdating sa PNP, I mean, aminin natin, General, in the past few years, yung panahon ni Digong, you know, there's a negative perception. I just want to be honest. We're all friends here. Pero
Yeah,
yung
of course,
level of
of course.
self-restraint mo, General, your level of self-restraint, composure, cool, calm, and composed, it was amazing. I mean, this is what you expect from a pro world-class Philippine police. And I think many were amazed by this. Can you tell me about how you kept your composure? Kasi yung City Council resolution, daming satsat. Yung korte, pinagalitan pa ng Department of Justice at saka yung Court of Appeals. Ano pinagsasabi niyo dyan? Vice-presidente mo, bumalik pa at minute-meet pa niya yung mga supporters. Yung mayor na isa dyan, nagmamagaling. Si Digong, yan na naman. I mean, these are all from all different sides. Talagang sandwich na sandwich kayo, General. How did you keep your composure? Nag-yoga rin ba kayo? Baka meron din kayo ibang training na nag-meditate kayo na hindi ko alam, General. Baka, ano pa ba mga training nyo dyan? Yoga master ba kayo?
Siguro I'm just may kuha ako siguro may mga natural gift of a thick skin, thick black skin, kaya matibay eh. Natural armor. Makapal ang balat, makapal ang apog, may timpa. Oh, talaga medyo
Nakahanap ng
they can't get
katapat.
through me. Kaya medyo, but seriously speaking, I'm that confident. Kasi, well, alam ko ang batas eh. So, naintindihan natin ang situation and hindi naman tayo pumasok, hindi naman hindi ko nilid ang mga tao ko into something na unsure ako. Truth to be told, ang operations plan nito, 2 rim ang kapal. Kaya nagtataka yung boss ko na nang pinasa. Sabi niya, bakit ang main oplan, kasi kakaiba ito sa ibang mga oplan. Maybe that's the first time nakakita sila ng ganung oplan na
Yun nga,
ang
this is
ginawa kong
all
operations
president.
plan ay ang main operations plan ay 5 pages lang. Pero yung mga supporting documents ng mga implementation plan ng bawat aspeto ng operation, like CDM, yung CDM ko talagang dinitalye ko yung paano buuin ng CDM, yung Civil Disturbance Management na hindi lang na ifo-form mo, hindi, pati ang training na ni-require ko, pati ang kanilang how the CDM will work with the arresting officers. Kaya kung napansin nila yon, nakita yun ng mga KOJC, lalo na nung kanilang abogado, na weeks before basta weeks before ng actual na pagpasok ulit, pag-serve ng warrant, nakakita nila ng mga pulis nagpa-practice ng CDM and yung paano mag-gel ang team ng CDM at saka ng arresting. Kasi yan ang trick diyan eh.
Yung
Na
synchronizing, no? Oh.
dapat kasi parang silent drill yan eh. In such a way na ang mga movements sila will be automatic and fluid. Parang yung old Greek fighting, yung nakita niyo naman niya sa mga movies like 300, yan, nakita nyo, yung mga shield na dikit-dikit, pag inatake sila, paano ang umbrella formation, pinagawa ko
Sparta.
tao. No, yeah, parang Spartan na laban. So,
Palangsing.
kasama doon, pati yung tinanungan ng boss ko, bakit may mga kasama rito, yung procurement ng mga portalets, nag-estimate ako nung size ng kitchen na gagamitin ko, gaano karami yung pagkain na ipiprepare every meal. So, tinanong nga niya, nagulantang nung sinabi ko kung magkano presyo eh, because it's absurd absurd ang pagtingin nila, pero well, tama nga. Nandun nga ang na mag-end kami. Ganun nga ang expenditures. So, it was meticulously planned. Pati yung movement yung deployment initial, pag start natin, ganitong 4:30, ganitong itsura ng operation ng battlefield. Kasi kung yun eh, ang tawag namin doon IPB. Ang tawag niyan is IPB, Intelligence Preparation of the Battlefield. So, sa conventional warfare, ganun eh. Pero in-apply
Parang
natin dito yung
napa-workshop
IPB.
kami dito, General. I mean, napa-workshop ka mga tao. Dami nagre-react dito. Ang dami mga acronyms. No, but this is very helpful. Ako naman kasi, General, I usually talk to people in AFP military dahil West Philippine Sea talaga yung specialty ko dati. But tuwan-tuwa ako kasi marami akong mga kaibigan. Si Mayor Magalong, kaibigan natin from PNP. Yung si Tito Conde ko, Roger Conde, mga police din. So, interesado talaga ako kausapin din mga strategic thinkers, no? Sa Philippine National Police. And I was actually told by folks, our common friends, na you are a strategic thinker and that I need to talk to you talaga to pick your mind. So General, I'm very happy you're laying this out for people because dapat makita nila may mga matatalino talaga na strategic thinkers sa Philippine National Police, hindi lang sa mga iba't ibang services ng gobyerno. I want to ask you, General, about this issue again. When you were appointed to take charge of Region 11 dyan sa Davao, no? Were you expecting this moment? Did you have a preparation coming in? Kasi tricky talaga yan, eh. It was gonna be a tricky appointment, and mukhang lahat ng mga matatalinong tayo alam nila saan papunta itong unit team na ito, no? Now, I don't want to put you in trouble with the other side of this equation yet, but I just want to look at your psychological preparation. That was a hard appointment, but also that was something that could prove the mettle of your leadership.
Pag nang ma-appoint ako rito kasi, when I was appointed here, meron pang Task Force Kibuloy na talagang I'm just a small part of it. May talaga nakatutok talaga para kay Kibuloy. And then one thing led to another, and yun na nga, I was eventually tasked na ako na lang ang mag-plan and mag-lead. Kasi supposedly pag upo ko after a week or two, implementation na uli. So sabi ko, kung ibigay niyo sa akin yan, I just would like to ask you to give me time to plan so I will succeed or fail according to my plan, not on the plan of others. So sabi ko, I may need a little bit more time para magawa itong mission na to. So
right, to tick
taking
all the
into consideration
boxes,
actually yung mga actually I'm from Marbel, 4 hours away from Davao lang. At kung napansin mo sa aking Facebook, kung mapansin mo sa aking Facebook, ang latest na post ko nung isang araw nung pumunta rito si General Marbil, nag-alay ako ng bulaklak sa libingan ng mga bayaning pulis dito sa loob mismo ng kampo ko.
Opo.
Kasi sa bato doon ay nakasulat ang pangalan ng tatay ko.
Yeah,
dahil namatay ang
dedicated
tatay
your
ko.
dad. I saw that exactly. Can you say tell us a little bit about that, yung background ng ama niyo? Kasi father's legacy is really something I can definitely relate, General.
My father is a PC soldier and he was assigned in Coronadal, South Cotabato. He was the first sergeant of that company. And namatay siya sa isang assassination, ambush. Doon din, while he was the first sergeant. So it was in 1990, 6 months before ako pumasok ng akademya. Tapos, among sa mga commanding officers niya, si General Isidro La Peña. He was a Gold Cross medalist ang tatay ko. Dalawa ang order doon sa medal nila. Siya at saka si General Isidro La Peña. And who is Isidro La Peña? Talagang mainstay ng Davao. Hindi ka taga Davao pag hindi mo kilala si Sir Sid. He was very close to the former president. He was even appointed as head of customs. He was also appointed as head of the PIDEA. So, kilala talaga siya. Tapos isa sa mga CEO rin ng tatay ko, nandito lang, very close naman kay Vice President, si Ben Hormungao. So, basically, marami akong kilala. And Senator De La Rosa is a good friend of mine. He is a shooting buddy. Our friendship...
Si Bato na came down, no? Si Senator De La Rosa came down during the operations, right? What was the context of your conversation to make sure things don't get out of control? Why would he come down? I mean, to the degree that you can share.
Well, yun na nga, nang matapos na ang lahat, sabi ko nga, sa yung mga nambabash na mga nanggugulo at nangiintriga, sabi ko, alam nyo, pati even sa mga tao, kasi nasabi ko rin na these people are never our enemies. Opponents opponents sa field siguro nitong we are on the opposing sides nung trabaho ito, but nothing personal. These are roles that we play. They have their roles, we have our roles. Everything turned out well. Kahit na sa kanila, at the end of the day, I would like to think, especially sa abogado nila, kay Atty. Torion, na the outcome is also favorable for them kasi at least they can already start with the defense and matapos na ni Kibuloy kung meron mang end in sight dito. Kasi hindi pa tapos kung anong mga legal remedies na sinasabi niya after all those legal gubildiguk. Yung sinasabing legal gubildiguk. Wala pa rin. At the end of the day, bihirang-bihirang makakwash ang warrant nang hindi ka magsasubmit sa korte. Imposible. Halos hindi uubra yun. There's no way that it can be done.
Baka
Especially
pag
in this case.
SMI School of Legal Constitutional Studies siguro yung mga sinasabi nito. Kasi nakakailo, Torre. So kung hindi mo babasahin,
Kaya nga eh.
wait, sinabi
Yeah.
ni General Torre, hindi si Torion pala. I mean, kung tamad ka magbasa, minsan mahilo ka sa quotations pag back to back kayo ni Sir
Mhm.
Torion, no, Dean Torion.
Yeah.
So this operation is really unprecedented, no? May maisip pa kayong general na may similar to this in the past? Even during your dad's time, na ganitong kalawak na operations, handling thousands, going through a compound. I mean, wala akong maisip na anything similar unless, obviously, I'm not an expert on PNP history. What was your inspiration if this is a pioneering, essentially, operation? I mean, I cannot think of any precedents. Is there any precedents?
Well, kung lang to, maybe na-blow up lang ito na operation pero there was a time when I was the QCPD director, di ba? May pinasok din akong isang hindi kaya arestuhin ng mga pulis ko. Inakyat ko, pader, yun yung umakyat, di ako na lang akyat, arestuhin natin itong tao. And then also, parang shortly after that, ay may isa akong case din na bakanting lote na pinasok ng mga sindikatong squatter gamit ang mga security guards na hindi rin actionan ng mga SWAT dahil kung ano-ano mga sinasabi. Adi, ako umaksyon, pinag-aresto ko lahat ng mga security guards na yon. Because it's really, basically, parang dare, you have to dare. Kasi, yun na nga ang isang, hindi ko na masisisi ang mga kapulisan ko na marami ang nag-aalinlangan dahil nga napaka-vulnerable ng situation ng mga pulis sa disciplinary cases. Konting kibot lang kahit na ikaw ay inintriga lang, pwede ka makasuhan and eventually kung ikaw man ay ma-exonerate,